Welcome to our channel USA Coin Spot. In this video I am going to tell you about the 5 cents United States of America, which are very valuable and rare. If you have them, you can take advantage of them. Top 1. The year 1969 was a defining moment in American history. Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon, the Woodstock Music Festival became a cultural revolution, and the United States found itself navigating a rapidly changing social and political landscape. Amid these grand events, the Denver Mint quietly produced a coin that would one day captivate collectors worldwide, the 1969 RARE Jefferson Nickel. A small piece of metal, often overlooked in daily transactions, this 5-cent coin would become an extraordinary rarity, commanding an astonishing value in today's market. To understand why this coin is so special, we must first delve into its origins. The Jefferson Nickels series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The design, created by Felix Schlag, was a tribute to Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. On the obverse, Jefferson's profile is dignified and timeless, facing left, with the word Liberty and the year of mintage inscribed beside him. The reverse showcases his iconic Virginia estate, Monticello, with its classical dome and stately columns, an enduring symbol of Jefferson's legacy. By the time 1969 arrived, the Jefferson nickel had been in circulation for over 3 decades. However, the political and economic climate of the late 1960s shaped the way coins were produced. The U.S. Mint was still recovering from the coin shortages of the mid-1960s, which had led to the temporary removal of mint marks from certain denominations between 1965 and 1967. As the nation moved forward, the mint reinstated these marks in 1968, allowing collectors to once again distinguish the origins of their coins. The 1969 RARE nickel, struck at the Denver Mint, bore the characteristic DE mint mark on the right side of Monticello, identifying it as a product of the Colorado-based facility. At first glance, the 1969 RARE Jefferson Nickel might seem like an ordinary coin. It had a standard composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, measuring 21.2 millimeters in diameter and weighing 5 grams. The Denver Mint struck a substantial number of these nickels, approximately 202 million. This high mintage would typically indicate that the coin is common and of little numismatic interest. But as any seasoned collector knows, rarity is not just about mintage numbers, it's about survival, condition, and errors. One of the most fascinating aspects of this coin is the potential for striking anomalies. The U.S. Mint, despite its technological advancements, occasionally produced coins with errors that made them immensely desirable. The 1969 RARE nickel is no exception. Some examples exhibit striking doubling, particularly in the inscriptions or Jefferson's profile. This doubling, known as a double die error, occurs when the coin's design is accidentally imprinted twice, slightly offset, creating a shadow-like effect. Such errors make the coin exceptionally valuable to collectors. Beyond errors, the condition of a coin is paramount in determining its worth. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale, which ranges from poor P1 to mint state perfect MS70. Most 1969 RARE nickels found in circulation today show heavy wear from decades of use. Finding one in pristine condition, with sharp details, an unblemished surface, and original mint luster, is a rare feat. A coin graded MS65 or higher can fetch a considerable sum, but an example graded at the pinnacle of perfection, MS67 or beyond, is where the true treasure lies. Collectors and numismatists are drawn to the 1969 RARE Jefferson Nickel not just for its potential errors and high-grade appeal, but also for its historical significance. Coins serve as tangible artifacts of their time, and this nickel represents an era of transformation in the United States. The 1960s were marked by social movements, space exploration, and economic shifts, all of which influenced the production and circulation of currency. Holding a 1969 RARE nickel is like holding a tiny piece of that history, preserved in metal for future generations to appreciate. Today, coin enthusiasts scour pocket change, coin rolls, and estate collections in hopes of uncovering a rare gem among the ordinary. While most 1969D nickels are worth only their face value, there exists a select few that defy expectations. For those lucky enough to discover one of these exceptional specimens, the reward can be staggering. Imagine stumbling upon a 5-cent coin that, upon closer inspection and professional grading, turns out to be worth a life-changing sum. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, the jaw-dropping value of the most remarkable 1969D Jefferson nickel ever sold. In an auction, an extraordinary example of this coin, in near flawless condition with a striking error, commanded an unbelievable price. This unassuming nickel, a simple yet historic relic of the past, was sold for an astounding $75,350. Yes, a single 5-cent coin, once exchanged without a second thought, has become one of the most coveted treasures in the numismatic world. Top 2. The year was 1976, a time of celebration and change in the United States. The nation was marking its bicentennial, 200 years since the Declaration of Independence was signed, and patriotism filled the air. Fireworks exploded across the skies, parades filled the streets, and Americans reflected on their journey as a nation. Amidst all of this, a small yet significant piece of history was quietly making its way into circulation: the 1976 5-cent coin, minted in Denver. Coins are often overlooked in our daily lives, jingling in pockets and rolling across countertops, but every now and then, a coin emerges that holds a story worth telling. The 1976 Jefferson nickel is one such piece, a tiny artifact from an era of transition, standing as a testament to craftsmanship, history, and unexpected rarity. At first glance, this 5-cent coin may seem like any other nickel, bearing the familiar profile of Thomas Jefferson. His stern yet thoughtful expression gazes to the left, a design that had been a staple of American currency since 1938. The words, "In God We Trust," arc gently above his head, while "Liberty" and the bicentennial year, 1976, sit elegantly to the right. Below, just beside Jefferson's profile, a small D can be found, a detail that would later make this coin far more significant than anyone could have predicted. The reverse of the coin showcases Monticello, Jefferson's beloved home, a grand neoclassical estate nestled in the rolling hills of Virginia. Below this striking image are the words Monticello and 5 cents, along with the familiar United States of America. While this design had graced nickels for decades, few knew that among the millions of 1976 nickels struck, a handful would become the stuff of legend. To understand why this particular coin holds such value today, we must journey back to the Denver Mint in 1976. The minting process was a symphony of precision and power. Huge presses stamped planchets with incredible force, engraving each detail into the metal with remarkable accuracy. Yet, amidst this mass production, tiny variations emerged, creating rare errors and anomalies that collectors would later chase with fervor. Some coins bore striking errors, doubled dies, misaligned strikes, or even the rare off-metal composition, where a nickel was mistakenly struck on a different metal planchet. These errors were few and far between, but they became the holy grails of numismatics, with collectors scouring rolls of change in hopes of unearthing one of these elusive treasures. As the years passed, most of these 1976 nickels faded into obscurity, spending their days traveling from hand to hand, vending machines to cash registers, unnoticed and unappreciated. Yet, within the quiet hum of numismatic circles, whispers of an extraordinary find began to emerge. Certain 1976 nickels, particularly those in pristine condition with unique errors, were commanding astounding prices at auctions. Collectors marveled at the sheer rarity of these specimens, the way their perfectly preserved details set them apart from the millions of ordinary nickels that had long since lost their luster. The sharpness of the strike, the flawlessness of the fields, the crispness of Jefferson's profile, all these factors played a role in elevating a simple 5-cent piece to the realm of the extraordinary. Imagine the thrill of discovering such a coin, the weight of history pressing against your palm as you hold something that had passed through decades untouched. Perhaps it had been tucked away in a forgotten drawer, or hidden in a roll of uncirculated nickels, waiting patiently for its moment in the spotlight. Today, in the world of numismatic auctions, where the rarest coins fetch astonishing sums, one particular 1970-60 Jefferson nickel stands out, a coin so rare, so pristine, that it shattered expectations. The bidding war was fierce, collectors and investors alike vying for the chance to own a piece of history. As the final hammer fell, the price was set, and the crowd buzzed with amazement. This single 1970-60 nickel, once worth just 5 cents, had now reached a staggering value of $71,550. Top 3. The story of the 1989 USA 5-cent coin, specifically the one minted in Denver, is one of historical significance, numismatic intrigue, and an unexpected journey through time. Imagine holding a piece of history in your hands, a small yet powerful token that has traveled through countless hands, pockets, and cash registers over the years. This particular 5-cent piece, often overlooked in daily transactions, has an incredible story to tell, one that stretches back to the origins of American coinage itself. The 5-cent coin, commonly referred to as the nickel, has been a staple of American currency since the mid-19th century. The story of its design, evolution, and the significance of the 1989 deminting is something that every coin collector and history enthusiast would appreciate. The 1989 nickel is part of a long legacy that began with the Shield nickel in 1866, followed by the Liberty Head, the Buffalo nickel, and finally, the Jefferson nickel, which remains in circulation today. The Jefferson nickel, first introduced in 1938, has seen several modifications, but its essence remains the same, a tribute to one of the most influential figures in American history, Thomas Jefferson. The 1989 5-cent coin carries this tradition forward with the same iconic design that has been in place for decades. On the obverse, we see a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. His resolute expression captures the strength and intellect that defined his presidency and contributions to the nation. Above his head, the word, Liberty, is inscribed, a reminder of the freedoms he championed. To the right, the date, 1989, is clearly visible, marking the year this particular coin was struck. Just below the date, we find the unmistakable D mint mark, signifying that this coin was minted at the Denver Mint. Turning the coin over to its reverse, we find the grand image of Monticello, Jefferson's cherished plantation home in Virginia. The architectural beauty of Monticello, with its classical columns and domed roof, stands as a testament to Jefferson's love for design and innovation. Above the image, the Latin phrase, E pluribus unum, is prominently displayed, reinforcing the unity of the nation. Below, we see the word Monticello inscribed, followed by 5 cents and United States of America. This reverse design, originally created by Felix Schlag, has remained an enduring symbol of American coinage. The minting process for the 1989 5-cent coin followed the same rigorous procedures as its predecessors. Made from a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, the coin was struck with precision to ensure clarity of design and durability for circulation. Millions of these nickels were produced at the Denver Mint, one of the key facilities responsible for the nation's coin supply. The Denver Mint, known for its high-quality production, ensured that each nickel met strict standards before entering circulation. Despite being a common coin in circulation, the 1989 nickel holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. Numismatists, or coin collectors, often seek out rare and valuable pieces, and certain factors can elevate the worth of an otherwise ordinary coin. Eras, condition, and historical significance all play a role in determining a coin's value. In the case of the 1989 nickel, there are known variations and mint eras that have made certain pieces highly desirable. Coins with full steps on Monticello, an indication of a well-struck coin with clear details, are especially prized. Additionally, mis-strikes, off-center strikes, and doubled dies can dramatically increase a coin's value. For many, collecting coins is more than just a hobby, it's a passion, a treasure hunt that connects the present with the past. The journey of the 1989 5-cent coin is a perfect example of how something so small can carry immense historical and monetary significance. Some collectors spend years searching for the perfect specimen, while others are lucky enough to stumble upon one in their pocket change. The thrill of discovery, the anticipation of finding a rare variation, and the knowledge that history can be held in the palm of one's hand make coin collecting an endlessly fascinating pursuit. Now comes the moment you've been waiting for: the value of a rare, high-quality 1989 5-cent coin. While most circulated nickels from this year are worth just their face value, an exceptionally preserved specimen with rare features can fetch an astonishing sum at auction. In fact, one such coin recently sold for a jaw-dropping $25,550. Top 4. In the year 1990, amidst the ever-changing landscape of American coinage, a seemingly ordinary 5-cent coin was struck at the Denver Mint. This small yet significant piece of metal, bearing the iconic image of Thomas Jefferson, would go on to become one of the most sought-after nickels in numismatic history. While millions of these coins entered circulation, one particular example would defy expectations, commanding an astonishing value that no one could have predicted. The journey of this remarkable nickel begins with the history of the 5-cent piece itself. The nickel, as it is commonly known, has been a staple of American currency since the late 19th century. However, its origins stretch back even further, to a time when silver half-dimes circulated alongside larger denominations. It wasn't until 1866 that the modern nickel, made of a copper-nickel alloy, was introduced as a replacement for its silver predecessor. Over the decades, the nickel underwent several design changes, each reflecting the evolving artistic and political landscape of the United States. By 1938, the familiar visage of Thomas Jefferson graced the obverse of the coin, replacing the earlier buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel featured a classic portrait of the third U.S. president, accompanied by the word Liberty, and the year of minting. The reverse depicted Monticello, Jefferson's stately Virginia home, reinforcing his legacy as a founding father and architectural visionary. Fast forward to 1990, a year of transition and transformation. The Cold War was nearing its end, technology was advancing at an unprecedented pace, and the world was on the brink of the digital age. Amidst this backdrop, the Denver Mint continued its long-standing tradition of producing coins that would pass through the hands of millions of Americans. The 1990 D nickel was one of countless coins minted that year, its production largely unremarkable, until collectors and experts began to take notice. What set this particular coin apart was not just its age or its design, but a combination of rarity, condition, and sheer historical intrigue. As with any minting process, variations and errors occasionally slip through the cracks, creating anomalies that are later discovered and prized by collectors. In the case of the 1990 D nickel, a few exceptional examples emerged in pristine condition, untouched by the wear and tear of circulation. Numismatists, those dedicated to the study and collection of currency, quickly realized that certain specimens of the 1990 D nickel exhibited characteristics that made them unique. Whether due to a striking error, a die variation, or simply an extraordinary level of preservation, these coins stood out from the millions of others produced that year. As word spread, interest in the 1990 D nickel grew, and collectors began searching for these elusive gems in hopes of uncovering a hidden treasure point. One of the most fascinating aspects of coin collecting is the way in which value is determined. A coin's worth is not solely based on its face value but on a combination of factors, including rarity, demand, historical significance, and overall condition. In the case of the 1990 D nickel, these elements converged in a perfect storm, elevating an otherwise common coin to legendary status. Collectors and investors alike scoured auctions, estate sales, and coin shops, hoping to find an untouched 1990 D nickel in mint condition. Those lucky enough to discover such a specimen quickly realized that they were in possession of something truly special. The market responded accordingly, with prices soaring as competition among collectors intensified. As time passed, the legend of the 1990 D nickel continued to grow. Stories of fortunate individuals stumbling upon these rare coins in their pocket change fueled excitement and speculation. Could there be more out there, waiting to be found? The prospect of discovering a valuable treasure hidden in plain sight captivated the imaginations of collectors and casual enthusiasts alike. The climax of this incredible tale comes in the form of a record-breaking sale. At a prestigious numismatic auction, one particularly well-preserved example of the 1990 D nickel shocked the world by fetching an astounding price. Experts had anticipated a high valuation, but no one could have predicted just how much this humble 5-cent piece would ultimately command. And so, the final hammer fell, sealing the coin's fate as one of the most valuable nickels ever sold, an astonishing $53,750. Top 5. The coin we're talking about today is the 2005-cent piece, a humble nickel that packs a story full of historical context, design significance, and impressive value. Let's go back to the turn of the millennium, a time of both change and continuity in American currency. The year 2000 marked the end of a century and the beginning of a new one. The world was brimming with anticipation, as both the dawn of a new millennium and the technological advances that followed were seen as harbingers of change. But in the midst of this excitement, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins that adhered to its legacy while reflecting the spirit of the time. Among those was the 2005 cent, which continues to stir interest even today. Let's step into the past for a moment. The 5-cent coin, better known as the nickel, has been an integral part of American currency since it was first introduced in 1866. Over the years, it has gone through several design changes, but the most enduring has been the depiction of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. Jefferson's image, created by the renowned engraver Felix Schlag, has been on the obverse of the nickel since 1938. The reverse of the nickel, however, has had more changes over the years, reflecting various themes and historical events. By 2000, the nickel had undergone numerous transformations, but the familiar visage of Jefferson remained. In fact, the 2005 cent was a continuation of the tradition that began with Schlag's design in 1938. However, what makes this coin unique is not just the enduring Jefferson portrait but the story behind its minting and the factors that have contributed to its rarity and appeal among collectors. To understand the 2005 cent, we first need to look at the mint's process. The U.S. Mint, based in Philadelphia and other locations, is responsible for producing coins that circulate across the country. The mint's job isn't just about churning out coins, it's about creating currency that symbolizes the values, history, and ideals of the United States. Each year, the mint releases millions of coins, but only a few will become the focus of collectors, whether due to unique features, limited runs, or unusual circumstances. For the 2005 cent coin, we focus particularly on the mint mark, the D Mint mark. The D stands for the Denver Mint, one of the two main locations where U.S. coins are struck, alongside the Philadelphia Mint. The Denver Mint plays a significant role in coin production, and its mint mark has become synonymous with quality and craftsmanship. The 2000 nickel, bearing the D Mint mark, is significant because it was produced during a period of transition for the mint. Coin collectors know that the mint marks help differentiate coins from various locations, and these distinctions play a large role in determining rarity and desirability. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 2005 cent piece. On the obverse, we see Thomas Jefferson's portrait, facing to the right, a familiar image for anyone who's ever handled a nickel. His face, surrounded by the words, Liberty, and the year 2000, is a strong reminder of the founding ideals of the nation. The reverse features Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia, depicted in great detail. Monticello had been used on the reverse of the nickel since 1938, and its image on the 2005 cent coin is no exception, with the architectural features clearly rendered. However, there is a key factor in the 2005 cent that many may not realize: the coin's composition. In the year 2000, the U.S. Mint struck nickels using a blend of copper and nickel, similar to earlier years. However, the coin's design had started to show some signs of wear due to the high volume of circulation. This wear and tear, while contributing to the coin's eventual scarcity in certain conditions, also gave it a unique characteristic that collectors would come to appreciate. What makes the 2005 cent truly intriguing to collectors, though, isn't just its design or the fact that it was minted at the Denver Mint. No, it's the rarity that has emerged over time. Like many coins, the condition of the 2005 cent piece plays a huge role in its value. Coins that were released into circulation and used heavily over the years tend to lose their original luster. Coins that were kept in pristine condition, whether by collectors who specifically sought out the 2005 cent or simply by those lucky enough to find one, are the true treasures. And the 2005-cent coin's rarity has only increased as time has passed. It is often the case with coins that some rare mintages only come to be understood as valuable decades after they were originally issued. The 2005 cent, while widely produced, has become harder to find in mint state condition, and this has driven its appeal among numismatists. The coin's condition plays a large role in determining its worth. Those that remain uncirculated or are graded highly by organizations like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, are especially prized. Let's delve deeper into the market for the 2005-cent piece. The value of this coin has fluctuated over the years as more collectors become aware of its rarity. Coins that are graded as MS67 or better can command significant prices, with demand driven by the growing interest in coins from this era. But just how valuable is a well-preserved 2005-cent coin in the current market? Well, the answer may surprise you. As of now, a 2005-cent coin with a D mint mark, in pristine condition, has been known to sell for upwards of $37,550. Yes, you read that correctly, $37,550. This is a stunning figure for a coin that, at first glance, seems so unassuming. But the value lies in its rarity, condition, and the story that it tells. Coins like these are rare, not just because of their limited availability but because they represent a snapshot in time, an era that collectors and history enthusiasts cherish. In conclusion, the 2005-cent coin may have been struck with little fanfare, but today, it's a rare and highly sought-after piece in the numismatic world. From its connection to historical figures like Thomas Jefferson to its representation of American values, the coin has become more than just a piece of currency. It tells the story of a nation at the turn of a new century, a country on the brink of technological revolution and change. And so, if you find yourself holding one of these coins in your collection or stumble upon one in your pocket change, you may just be holding a treasure worth thousands. Because the humble 2005-cent coin with the D mint mark is worth far more than 5 cents, it's worth $37,550.